Welcome to Gentle's World Agency, where we bring to you the latest news around the world. On this report, Russia has sent a warning to Lithuania in the event that the Kaliningrad goods embargo is lifted today. What happens now that Russia has curtailed gas supplies to Europe? Before we continue with this report, please subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell to be notified when next we drop a new video.
Russia has sent a warning to Lithuania in the event that the Kaliningrad goods embargo is lifted today. What happens now that Russia has curtailed gas supplies to Europe? A top ally of President Vladimir Putin told Lithuania on Tuesday that Moscow would respond to its ban on the transit of goods sanctioned by the EU to Russia's exclave of Kaliningrad in such a way that citizens of the Baltic state would feel the pain. Meanwhile, the Russian Defense Ministry said on Tuesday that its missiles had struck an airfield near the Ukrainian port city of Odessa, Reuters reported, quoting Gentle's news agencies. It said it had carried out the strikes in response to a Ukrainian attack on gas production platforms in the Black Sea. Ukraine acknowledged difficulties in fighting in the east of the country as Russian forces captured territory and intensified pressure on two key cities, Severodonetsk and its sister city Lysychansk, ahead of a European Union summit this week expected to welcome Kyiv's bid to join the bloc. Russia last week reduced gas supplies to 5 European Union EU countries. 5 European leaders and businesses are sweating over fears that Russia's manipulation of natural gas supplies will lead to an economic and political crisis next winter or perhaps sooner. Here are key things to know about the energy pressure game over the war in Ukraine. What has happened? Russia last week reduced gas supplies to 5 European Union (EU) countries, including Germany, the biggest economy of the bloc that is heavily dependent on Moscow's gas to generate electricity and power industry. Russian state-owned energy giant Gazprom has cut supplies through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline running under the Baltic Sea from Russia to Germany, Europe's major natural gas pipeline, by 60%. Italy is seeing its supply cut by half. Austria, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia too have seen supply cuts. However, hit countries that are major economies and use lots of Russian natural gas. Germany relies on Russia for 35% of its gas imports, Italy for 40%. Right now, gas supplies are enough for current needs. So why are the reductions a concern? Europe is scrambling to fill its underground gas storage ahead of the winter. Gas utilities operate on a regular rhythm, filling reserves over the summer when, hopefully, they can buy gas cheaper, and then drawing it down over the winter as heating demand rises. The reductions will make refilling storage more expensive and difficult to accomplish. The move also has brought closer the specter of a complete Russian gas shutoff that would make it impossible for Europe to get all the fuel it needs for the winter. Natural gas is used by several energy-intensive industries, such as glassmakers and steel manufacturers, that are already facing high costs and dialing back use, helping slow the European economy. For electricity production, gas is the swing energy source that kicks in when renewables like wind and sun generate less power due to unpredictable weather, and when electricity use spikes during cold or hot weather, like the heat wave last weekend that spurred record highs in Europe. Right now, Europe's underground storage caverns are 57% full. The European Commission's latest proposal is for each country to reach 80% by November 1. Germany has set goals of 80% by October 1 and 90% by November 1. Analysts at the Bruegel think tank in Brussels warn that Bulgaria, Hungary, and Romania will not meet the EU 80% target if they continue at the current speed, while Germany, Austria, and Slovakia will find it very difficult to fill their storage facilities if gas flows from Russia are stopped. What is being done about this situation? The EU, which before the war got some 40% of its gas from Russia, has outlined plans to cut imports by 2/3 by the end of the year and to phase out Russian gas entirely by 2027. The bloc has already said it will block Russian coal starting in August and most Russian oil in 6 months. The goal is to reduce the $850 million per day Russia has been reaping from oil and gas sales to Europe to prevent funding its war in Ukraine. European governments and utilities have bought expensive liquefied natural gas, or LNG, from the United States that is delivered by ship, as opposed to gas that comes by pipeline from Russia and is typically cheaper. But the war has spiked energy prices, which are fueling record inflation in Europe and helping keep revenue high for Russia. There are efforts to get more pipeline gas from Norway and Azerbaijan, while the accelerated rollout of renewable energy and conservation are expected to play smaller roles. Germany, which has no LNG import terminals, is bringing in 4 floating terminals, 2 of which should be operating this year. Despite a focus on renewable energy, the crisis is pushing countries back to fossil fuels. Germany is rushing through legislation to restart coal-fired power plants as a temporary patch despite plans to exit coal entirely by 2030. Vice-Chancellor Robert Habeck said it was bitter to turn to coal, but that in this situation, it is sheer necessity. The government plans measures to incentivize industry and utilities to use less natural gas. Habeck also urged Germans to conserve energy. Thanks for staying with us. Please support us with your likes, comments, and also share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to click on the notification bell to be notified when next we drop a new video. See you in the next report.